He's the tallest man on the radio, so sit right back and enjoy the show. Flying through the air like a ballistic missile. Here's your host, Ben Kissel.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Ben Kissel channel. I'm Ben Kissel with Shake Narlatag.
How y'all doing?
Literally shaking because he's horrified of today's episode. Jerry Aquino is also with me.
What's up?
And the man behind Green Room Pythons. Check out his YouTube page. It's absolutely fantastic. Bob Bledsoe is with us today to teach us all about snakes and the wonderful world of the creepy crawly.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, Bob. So obviously Shake is very scared, truly, of
Yes.
snakes.
Yeah, we've
Something
been
to
talking
do
about
with his Haitian roots. I don't know what's happening. So let's just, I don't know. Why? Why
Does it have to come down to race? Is
Shake? Well, there's white people in Haiti too. They're there to, know, vacation or
It
something.
was a big fear of my dad's. My dad was really afraid of snakes.
Okay, so this is a chance for you to be better than your father.
and pretty common reason for an adult to be afraid of snakes that's never had a bad experience. Their parents were afraid, so they're afraid. That's super common.
So
That's weird. Because I feel like, okay, I'm not afraid of snakes, but
No, actually,
all of
Daniel,
the
can
women
we-
in my family are hugely afraid of snakes.
can we show that picture of Jerry with the baby? Okay, fantastic.
I've always enjoyed snakes,
Yes.
creepy crawly stuff, reptiles and stuff. Yeah, I'm a reptile lover. And yeah, none of the women in my family are down there like, ah! They will like run.
That means that you are more badass than the rest of your family. Sorry, Shake.
All right.
No problem.
So, Bob,
Yeah.
what do you got for us today?
Okay, here's what we got. I brought 3 different species of python with me today. So we're going to start off with the most common one that anybody who keeps pythons typically has a ball python. This
Okay.
is super common.
Oh, yeah.
This is Kada.
All right. That's the name. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, Shake, come on.
Off he goes.
Okay, he'll come back. He'll come back.
Oh my God, it's so precious. Stop.
So, Kada is the name of the snake, or that's
That's her name that I gave her.
do you call him brands?
No.
What do you call them? Brand, what species?
It's species, but
Okay.
but what you're thinking of breeds it
Breed.
might be what you're thinking, which is what we call dogs and cats.
Okay.
So the species here is ball python,
Okay.
but there are morphs that change the color and pattern of these animals.
Oh my God.
And she happens to have a morph. She has 2 copies of a gene that wipes everything out. So she's not albino.
Okay.
Albinos are kind of yellow. They still have pattern. She's got nothing because of this gene that wipes everything out.
She's just super sleek and super cool.
Super sleek
Yeah.
and cool.
So how much does this snake like this eat?
She eats once every 2 weeks.
That's it?
And yeah.
How is she so Shake? It's fine. They eat once every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks, and she
When was
eats.
the last time she ate?
2 weeks ago.
Ate.
But oh my God.
She's always she always could eat. She's always like, oh, could I have a meal? And she probably ate 5 days ago or something.
Okay, and so you give him a bunch of mice or something?
I give him one rodent that's for her about this long, a rodent about like this.
Do you name the rodent?
I don't name the rodent,
Probably
and
should
also
not get attached to the rodent.
also
Because that would be my problem with the snake. I feel like I would like the mouse that I'm feeding it. I'd be like, can you guys get along?
listen.
I feel the same way.
You're assuming that I'm dropping a live mouse in there or a live rat.
Right.
These are all in my freezer. They're humanely euthanized, frozen thawed. I thaw them out, warm them up, and offer them to them.
Now, when you say warm them up, is that a microwave thing?
No, because that makes them explode.
Where
It
are
does.
you
It
going?
does. You don't want to do that.
So just so everybody knows, if you go over to Bob's house, don't drunkenly eat everything in the freezer.
Right. Well,
because
I have a dedicated freezer that's across the room.
Oh,
It's
thank
just
God.
a standalone freezer that just is rodents and chicks and all kinds of stuff.
I was always under the impression that the person who liked the snake would dangle the rat or the mouse over the cage and enjoy the fight.
Some people do, and we don't encourage that.
Really?
Because those are people that got a snake because they like the. I mean, a lot of times they got a snake because what they really want is a monster truck.
Okay.
To compensate, and they're like, I can't
Yeah.
afford a monster truck, so I'll get a snake, and I want to watch him kill something. But here's the thing: I like rodents, and I would much prefer they be humanely euthanized than attacked and killed by a snake.
Well, that's
and it's also rodents fight back. So if the snake doesn't grab the rodent right on the head, they're going to grab it, and it's going to bite back, and
So it could hurt the snake.
Yeah, absolutely. Happens
Do
all
you
the time.
think the bad reputation of snakes is due to the people that for a long time loved said snakes? Where they would be like you were saying, like, this is super badass, this snake. And the snakes are just like, I'm just chilling. I'm just a snake. How much of a bad reputation is attributed to the people in snake culture versus the snake themselves?
It's the people.
Yeah.
For sure. Absolutely.
I can see this as a giant midlife crisis right here.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's someone who's like, can't get a monster truck, so they're gonna get a snake.
What about midlife? Maybe I should start getting snakes.
Maybe you should start getting snakes.
It would eat my little dog,
Is
Jerry.
that around when you started collecting snakes?
When I was a kid.
Nice.
So what I'm pulling out of this bag is her daughter, who's 4 months old, and I want to show you the color. I had her upside down. So look at the
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That is gorgeous.
right?
So cute.
Yes,
Wow, what a pretty
indeed.
color.
Yeah.
That's so when did she give birth to her?
She, they lay eggs.
Oh, they do.
So this snake was born, I think she might be 5 months old if I remember right. And so the eggs would have been laid. I want to not have her do a back bend.
Don't
Oh, no,
bend.
back
Because they've got a spine.
I
That
don't know which way
would
they
kill
can go.
Jerry if she did the back bend.
I'm trusting that she knows how to
Yes.
move.
Also,
with herself.
for the
She just
people,
had your arm was.
I'm so sorry.
for the people listening on podcast apps, this is a good YouTube one, so you can really see the snakes. For those that are just audiophiles,
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So eggs would have been laid 2 months before this one happened.
And now, how do they have sex with each other?
That's a super weird thing. Snakes. I'll show you on this one. Snakes have a cloaca or a vent. It's just a little thing back here. It's just a little vent.
Okay.
Males and females, everything happens out of that vent.
Do they have fun?
It doesn't.
Sex doesn't sound fun then.
It doesn't sound fun. It sounds purely.
Here's what happens. The two tails lock
Okay.
like this. Once they're locked, I wanted to bring my biggest snake, but she's locked right now with a male. Once they're locked, they could be locked for up to 3 days.
What?
And the male's two penises, one of the two penises
Well, that explains that Shake's just jealous.
working. Yeah.
That's what it is.
And
snake won't-
it's super weird.
This snake won't stop trying to come after Shake. It's funny, even off camera. I feel like the entire time
Clearly.
she's been trying to get closer.
I mean, she knows your fear.
Trade me.
Yeah.
Trade me.
Oh my God.
Baby.
So they have sex for 3 days.
Well,
is this
up
an
to.
enjoyable situation?
They don't move. They just sit there locked like this.
And does it just
like
sort of,
the Amish.
or the Mormon with
Or the Mormons with the
soaking?
soaking.
Exactly the same. Yeah, what the
Exactly
Mormon and the
the
Amish
same.
do is they do this. It's kind of a scissor action
Yes.
for as long as they can,
Right.
with clothes on, and hopefully it works. And clearly it does with the Mormons at least.
Oh, absolutely. We need more myths out there. The snake, speaking of religion, how much do you think the Adam and Eve story fucked over the snake? Because I feel
a
like
lot.
Right?
A lot.
Every religion is like snakes are evil, snakes are the devil.
Yeah.
But the snake isn't doing nothing wrong.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. That story, there's so many stories that have come, the religions before Christianity, a lot of them revered snakes and revered women.
Little snake.
And,
Interesting. So they changed that.
Yeah, they changed that up a little bit. Anybody who wants to write letters of the things that I've just recently said about religions, the Amish,
Honestly, if the
write
Amish
letters
are
to
watching,
here, not green room pythons. I would never say that on green room pythons.
if you make fun of the Amish and the Amish respond, it means they're not very good Amish.
That's
Oh, it's true.
very
Oh, you're right.
true.
I'm not-
We're not in their
so
town
true.
square.
but the
screaming.
Mormons, though,
Yeah.
but the Mormons.
The Mormons have a good sense of humor. The Mormons, they get drunker than people think.
Yeah, I know.
That is for damn sure.
Yeah.
Oh my God. If I would think back in the day, I would wear this as jewelry almost.
I know, it's so cute. Well, then there's also the fact that Hollywood kind of made them all sexy, right? With Britney Spears and the music
Yes,
videos.
for sure.
There's a part of us have turned these things into like a sex appeal
Absolutely.
situation.
And let me, you just said
sexy.
something really interesting that you want to wear it as jewelry. These are, we call them ball pythons here because their defense mechanism is to ball up,
Okay.
to ball and protect their head.
That's what I do.
That right.
Yeah.
But
I'm a fainting goat.
Oh,
I go to bed. If turbulence in a plane, I just go right to bed.
oh my God, I love fainting goats. But
Fainting
everywhere else,
That's my animal. That's
Why
my
did
favorite.
you-
Jerry,
What?
do you not know about fainting goats?
No.
We're going to talk about this, but
Okay.
let me finish what I'm saying. These are called royal pythons almost everywhere else in the world, and the reason is that royalty in Africa used to wear them as jewelry live around their neck, around
so
their
cool.
wrist,
Wow,
whatever,
you were on the
because they'll
nose
just hang on.
Also, I think I'm touching its pussy now.
That's weird.
Isn't that gross? Because I did feel a slight difference.
Let's-
Ooh,
vent-
you
oh.
felt the vent?
Here's the other thing about pythons.
Whoa, I can see
there it is.
See, there's
That's
the
a
vent.
gaper. That's a gaper. Oh my God.
Now here's the thing. Look on either side. There are little hooks on either side.
Oh, they get it in.
Okay.
So that means the guy can't get out.
These, well, they do. If they're using them, they'll use them during
Chinese
sex.
finger trap.
Those are legs. These are vestigial legs. It's what's left over as they've evolved without legs. It's only on pythons, and I think some boas might have them too.
Why do snakes think getting rid of the legs was a good idea? Wouldn't it be easier to move around with legs?
Man, there's so much. They move so well.
Yeah?
they move so well.
I mean, obviously. Hi, buddy.
Okay, I'm gonna put these two back. Now, here's the thing about these 3 different species that I brought. These ball pythons are African.
Okay.
I've got a species of python from Asia, and I've got a species of python from Australia.
And do they get along?
No, I don't introduce them.
Is that true?
Some people, I mean, it's not that they don't get along. Some people will have a reticulated python out with a ball python, something like that. I don't. I do let them out and let them roam around, but I keep them away from one another just because they would never meet in the wild. So
That's interesting.
no reason.
And is there a lot of crossbreeding in the snake community? Or is that,
Yes, there is. Yeah, you can breed like a reticulated python with a ball python. It works. They end up sterile, so they can't. That offspring can't breed. But
like royalty?
they end up with interesting snakes. I'm not into it, but
Okay.
And then
I feel like you're kind of natty. I think you're snake natty. Just want to keep everything natural. Just don't go in and mess with the species too
sort
much.
of. I mean, I like the morphs. The morphs aren't supernatural. They're fat. We find them. I mean, they happen naturally. It's not like some scientist came in and colored them, but we're not, like that morph of that snake, you would never see that in the wild. That's selectively breeding and going, okay, I want to mix this morph with this morph and these together. This snake has probably 5 or 6 different morphs that's
cool.
Make her look like that.
The hairless cat of snakes.
Yeah, Mighty Morphin
Yeah.
Power Snakes. There we go. All right, very cool.
All right, so we're putting.
I almost feel bad.
You know
Awesome.
what? Let's do. Can I?
Yeah.
Will you stack that? Will you put that?
Stack this over here. Bye, buddy. Thank you for doing the show.
Shake. Now it's closer to shake.
And Shake is
fine.
still off
He's in a
camera,
little
absolutely
box.
terrified.
All right. Let's talk about reticulated pythons for a second.
Let's do it.
Okay.
The reticulated python is from Southeast Asia, longest snake in the world.
Okay.
The heaviest bodied snake in the world is the anaconda, but they both fight for which is technically the largest.
Yeah.
And I know a fact about the anaconda.
What's
it
that?
it likes big butts.
Definitely. Yeah.
Right.
Remember that Sir Mix-a-Lot
I do.
song?
I
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
That's what I'm bringing to the show today.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Thank you.
And you know
Thanks for
what?
that, Ben.
J-Lo
That's-
can take out anacondas. We all know that.
Yes,
for
in
sure.
the film Anaconda,
For sure.
another snakest film from the Hollywood propaganda machine.
Pretty much a documentary. Pretty much a documentary.
Exactly. Looking as scared of anacondas in the wild.
It's that the anaconda didn't it eat John Voight and then regurgitate him
Yep.
just so it could eat him again?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Sure
So-
did. Yeah.
John Voight's a
did.
snack.
Yeah.
He is a snack. We've all said that every time I see him.
At least once.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So here's the thing with retics. They are the longest snake. They can get over 300 pounds. Huge, massive snakes. But people keep them as pets because they're highly intelligent, really interactive, really cool, but they're just unreasonable. Like an appropriate cage would be the size of this room for a retic, but most people don't. They keep them in boxes, and it sucks.
That does suck.
Yeah.
What
But
about
yeah, go ahead.
you know when they say, these people cuddle with their snakes, and then they say, the snake that is actually seeing how long the person
Sizing
is.
them up.
Is that real?
No, that's
Okay.
not real at all. But it's the number one. I hear it more than once a week from somebody, and it's always they always tell that myth by saying my cousin has a friend who, like, they always make it
Wait,
personal
what is
somehow.
this myth?
The myth is my cousin had a friend who had a snake, and the snake would always sleep with her, and she took the snake to a vet, and the vet said, because it wasn't eating, usually that's what it is. And the vet said, it's not eating because what it's doing at night is sizing you up and waiting until it's big enough to eat you, and then it can eat you. And it's a very exciting myth, and it's told over and over. But the
Exciting,
fact is that
that's the word.
snakes don't plan their meals out. They're opportunistic feeders.
Oh.
So
Okay.
these snakes, the first 2 species I'm going to show you are ambush hunters. They sit there and they wait for something to come by, and they jump out and
I love it. That's
they would
how I
never
do it.
they would never plan a meal.
I love it.
So anyway, the reticulated python, I love them, and I really wanted one, but I don't want one that big.
This one's a little scary.
This one, your face changed.
It's a little
it
bit
must
scary.
be.
So Stella is a reticulated python, but she comes from a little island
Wow.
off of Indonesia.
Wow. Oh my
Now, Bob, what was this a net positive for you growing up being into snakes, or was there were people like, oh, don't talk to Bob, he's a weird snake guy?
Oh no, I had mostly lizards when I was little.
Okay,
no, my friends loved it. I mean, most kids had something like that. Like, it
everyone
wasn't
has a
that
snake
weird,
friend,
you know?
Wow.
But anyway, so Stella here is she's what's called a super dwarf reticulated python. And so she's not full grown yet, but she is going to remain really small.
Beautiful.
So she's still a reticulated python, still really smart. And
she's size 52 waist. By any chance, I could wear her as a belt. I love that
you
belt.
know, like she's over 5 feet long, I think.
Wow.
Hi, lady. She's
Damn, Stella with that tongue, dude.
What I know that you name them. How do you name them? Why is she Stella?
Oh, I thought it was a cool name. I wanted a snake name. I like Stella beer. I enjoy a Stella beer.
There you go.
Stella was a diver, and she's always down.
When it puts its tongue out, what's it trying to do here?
She's trying to figure out where she is. Their tongue is what she's doing is picking up scent particles and pulling it into a hole in the roof of her mouth that goes right to her brain, called the Jacobson's organ, and it tells her what's going on.
She's on the Ben Kissel channel is what she's on.
Yeah. So her tongue's going crazy, and she's slowly checking things out because she knows she's not in the room where, I just pulled her out, and all of a sudden she's in a different
But they know they're safe because they're with you.
Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm showing her my hand and stuff so she knows that she's still with me. Because I could be holding her like this, and she may not realize that it's still me right here, even though she's in a different environment.
This might be a really stupid question, but do snakes hear?
Yeah, it's not a stupid question at all because they don't have ears. So people assume they don't hear. They have a it's not an eardrum technically, but it's kind of like an eardrum, one in the back of their skull where they can pick up lower frequencies. So they can hear us talking, but they can't, like if I play my ukulele, she probably can't hear that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
So lower frequencies. She can, actually what's unfortunate is she can hear me play the banjo. Because that's a lower, and that's probably unfortunate for her. But
So sad.
Not at all. For people that don't know, Bob's big on the Renaissance scene. Playing that
You're
band.
an amazing musician.
thanks.
So continue on with this.
So anyway, so Stella is super smart and she's not gonna be the size of, she won't be a 300-pound, 20-foot retic.
What if you left her in a huge room though? Would she get that size?
No, that's not a thing either.
Not at all. Okay.
No. Where they say that snakes will.
I felt your little tongue.
That's also a thing is people used to say that they would go, oh, don't worry, but you can buy this baby snake because if you keep it in a small cage,
it doesn't grow.
It doesn't grow?
It won't grow.
It does grow.
But they grow to what they eat. And so I'm just going to let her keep going because she's stuck her tail. And there we go. We got it.
There we go. I love it.
So she's an arboreal snake. So when I let her out, I have like a ladder hanging off my wall that's got like cliffs on it and stuff that I've just placed on there. And she crawls up the ladder and hangs out kind of up top.
So if someone was scared of snakes, how are you going to make them not scared of Stella?
Stella, for some people, Stella is frightening because she's long and thin, and everybody's scared. Everybody's a little bit more scared of different things. There's some people that are more scared of Kata because she's big and white.
Right.
Yeah, the white one I think is a little bit scarier.
Sure, absolutely. So, generational trauma.
I could see through her head. I could see through her skin. I could see like her skull.
Yeah,
that's kind of weird.
And what do the patterns mean? So this is like.
So this is called a reticulated python, and the word reticulated means netting. I don't know why, but
okay.
And that's the pattern. So this is normal. This is a normal one. She's not a morph. This is what they look like in the wild. She would be on Kalatoa Island in a cave, like sitting up on a rock waiting for bats to fly by so she could snag a bat.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, damn. So she like does that jump and she's all long for it.
Well, she's there. She's like she's climbed up the rocks.
There's no superhero like a snake man, snake person.
There should be.
There should be. Is there any snaky supervillain?
I don't think so.
I don't think that there is.
It's just the Slytherins.
Yeah, that's true. And they're assholes.
You want to have this one?
Yeah, sure. Wear it as jewelry.
Man, I want to do that now. The only reason I don't have a snake is because of the whole feeding the reptiles thing. I don't think I have the stomach to feed them.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of squirrels in my front yard. Could you go free range? Can you just let them in your yard and just be like, go have fun?
It's a great question. I've I've had neighbors seriously ask me, "We're catching rats. Can I just bring them over and feed your snake?"
Yeah.
but no,
Can you?
'cause they get into rat poison and they could have parasites.
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
that's
So
true.
these are
They're
the
gross,
rodents that I
stray
feed my
cats.
snakes have been raised in a clean environment, like a
They're very
lab type
clean.
environment, and so we know they don't have parasites or anything.
Shake, do you want to try to touch it?
Just
No.
a little
All
bit.
right, we got to know. No. Oh, it's hooking in.
Yeah, yeah.
She hooks. All right. Oh, there you go. Now you got it. Now you got it. So what's the life expectancy of Stella?
Oh, toxic, like Britney Spears.
Yeah,
Kind of.
just like Britney Spears.
Just like her.
You know when you have to have somebody else in control of your entire
Okay,
life.
this is absolutely adorable.
Yeah, it's very cute.
Hopefully my mom does not see this. She's going to freak out.
No,
You're
is
so
Stella trying to
cute.
kill her?
Yeah,
She is trying to kill Jerry.
exactly.
Lady.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
is.
you're a little
For sure.
killer. Yes, you
She
are.
is,
You're a little killer.
And so that's how she would do it. She'd just wrap herself around.
Seriously, you asked life expectancy, 25, 30 years.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, long life.
That is great.
Span on it. How's that
Longer than
baby
most
doing?
actors.
How's that baby doing? Is she still in the bag?
Yeah, she's still in the bag.
Good.
Where would
Okay,
she
great,
go?
great.
Yeah.
She would be out.
I just didn't tie the bag very good, but it looks tight.
Like a little Jake the Snake Roberts. Jake the Snake Roberts here.
So,
She's
so the other thing you just said, Ben, which is a myth, is that they would like if she didn't like Jerry, she would just strangle her,
Right.
and go around her neck. And
but she likes you.
snakes don't understand human anatomy, so they don't know what a neck is, and so it's just not a thing that they do. She is a constrictor.
Okay.
So like when I give her meal, like a rat or something, she'll strike at it and wrap and squeeze. Right, just
Right.
because she doesn't realize it's dead. It's warmed
Yeah.
up. She thinks it's alive.
Well, I bet you she would like it more if it was alive. Do you think they would like it more if it's alive?
It makes no
They don't
difference to
care.
them. It's
What
not,
do they know?
It's not that they don't. It's not that they don't care.
Right.
It's that. I mean, there must be a difference because there are some snakes that will refuse to take a frozen thawed meal.
Okay.
But I think a lot of that has to do with the keeper not knowing how to present it properly or whatever.
Right. They're
But
like, we're not doing lean cuisines here. I want something freshly prepared by Salt Bay.
yeah.
Yep.
But for most snakes, they will take a warmed up rodent because it doesn't matter. You know, when if she's on a trail or let's say she's on the side of that cave and she snatches a bat out of the air.
Right.
That bat was live until she snatched it and pulled it into her coils and squeezed, and now it's dead. And she's going to eat a dead animal now. So they always eat a
Right.
dead animal. And so whether I trick her and make her think it's alive, and because it's warmed up and I maybe
Right.
dance it around a little bit
It'd
or
be
whatever.
fun. Put a little hat on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do a little marionette dance.
Yeah.
All right, lady, I'm putting you back.
Bye, Stella.
Bye, Stella.
So,
She's so great. Hey, do you feel like it could help to cuddle with them? Sort of like the equestrian therapy or like cuddling with dogs to make you happy.
I feel
like,
better.
is there? Yeah,
I was having
I would love to like hang out with snakes for like an hour a day.
Yeah.
Jerry.
Again, I wouldn't feed them, but I would cuddle with
Right.
them.
I didn't have the best emotional weekend. I was feeling a little down. And now I feel much better. And I wonder if it's because it's a cold-hearted snake and the snake just wants to make you feel better or
Yeah.
I don't know.
last week's Green Room Python video addressed this issue of snakes as
Therapy.
emotional support.
I'm bringing it on a
That's
plane.
right.
I'm
The
bringing that snake on a
emotional
plane.
support
Remember that?
animal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring in a therapist's letter to let everyone know that I need this snake everywhere
Right.
I go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's right.
I don't think I'd freak out that much if someone brought it on in a plane or a train or a bus or something like that. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
That was the whole point of the video. You can't. You can have them as an emotional support animal, but you cannot bring them everywhere with you
why not?
because it's not a service animal.
Snakeism.
I had to do a bunch of research on this.
Really?
It's not a trained service animal, obviously. It's just like
But you said they were smart.
they are smart, and you can train them. I train. Stella is target trained. So,
Target trained?
So Stella, yeah.
Oh,
so when I feed
stick it on
Stella,
Shaq. Get him.
when I feed Stella, I have a blue target. It's like a blue circular thing at the end of a stick, and I show it to her, and she knows that if she sees that target, food is available. So she comes out of her little hide and she goes up and touches it with her nose, and as soon as she touches it, she gets her food.
All right.
So
there you
That's
go.
they learn to interact with.
Like Pavlov's dog.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
They say.
And I can have her follow it around like if I want her to go somewhere, which I never do, I
Like
just
a
have her
cat.
interact with it.
Kind of like the cat.
Literally like
I wonder
a
if
cat.
cats and snakes, they don't like each other.
They don't. Cats usually kill the snakes.
Right. Cats are serial killers. So
Yeah, they
you,
Yeah.
Miss Jerry, should never have a snake.
Yeah.
Because you love your cats.
Yeah, my cat doesn't. He doesn't like other animals in general, so
Right.
I
You
can't.
just keep it away. Well,
Yeah.
Jerry, you should have a snake. We're going to talk about this. You're going to be a snake keeper.
I mean, I bet you can just buy
My
them
cat's
now,
gonna be
right?
so upset with
not
me.
the snake, but the frozen rodents. You can just buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I order them from a supplier. I get a big box. They supply the zoos and everything else.
No,
and
I can.
big box of
I
frozen.
dissected a rat in high school, so that was dead, and I went all guts in, and it was just gross. And I
Well,
was like,
you don't go guts in. You just
Yeah.
heat it up. You don't have to look at the guts.
I think I
You
used
just-
like a child safety scissors to cut it.
It was
open.
just, I had to do
was
it with,
weird.
I had to do it with a frog. And
Yeah.
some of the formaldehyde got into my mouth.
That's weird.
I almost vomited. It was so gross. It, like,
That is the grossest thing I've ever heard.
yeah,
actually.
I cut it. It was just like squirt. I was like, this is. I was like, what? And then my little buddy had to do the rest of the cut.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm so sick. I'm disgusted.
That's horrifying.
That is the
so you
worst.
should feed it a fucking frog for me, would you?
Yeah.
Do they eat frogs?
She
They gotta love
she
frogs.
she would eat a frog. I've never fed her a frog, but she would. Definitely the third snake or fourth snake technically that I'm bringing out is.
There's a fourth snake.
There's a
Yeah,
fourth
this is the
snake.
grand conclusion.
I thought there were only 3 snakes.
No.
But how far into this podcast are we? Is this
What are we at,
We're
Daniel?
4th snake o'clock in. Let's go.
What's that?
26.
Oh, 26. We got 15 more minutes.
We got 15 minutes. All right,
do it.
I mean, maybe we'll bring her out and put her back and bring whoever the favorite is. Let's put Hazel.
Let's see here.
We're gonna put Stella. No.
Okay, Stella's going over there.
Okay, so now we're going to Australia.
Great.
For,
Australia.
I love Down Under.
Australia, as you might guess, has tons of different pythons.
Yeah.
And other things that are way more dangerous than pythons.
It's a python this time, isn't it?
They're all pythons.
Oh.
All these snakes that you've seen are
I
pythons.
thought they were different.
They're
all
different
pythons.
species
Morphs.
of python.
Gotcha.
They're not different morphs. The morphs are those ball pythons, those 2 ball
Yeah.
pythons
Yeah.
had different
Yeah.
morphs.
Gotcha.
This snake was a completely different species. Long and skinny versus fat and like fat bodied,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one, right?
Oh, I
Okay,
wonder what
okay.
Totally different.
Okay.
So this snake, but those 2 are closely related enough that they can breed, even though those
Well-
2 are from Africa. This one's from Asia. They could breed. This snake that I'm going to show you can't breed with any of these.
Opposites attract. Opposites attract. A nice skinny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the sitcom rule: fat husband, skinny wife.
Yeah.
A hilarious sitcom of a fat snake and a skinny snake living together.
That's cute.
Come on.
That would
That's
be really
cute.
cute.
And then their
Someone should pitch that as
landlord-
a kids show.
Yeah.
And then maybe less people would be afraid of snakes.
Could be their landlord. Could be a rat. Which
Yeah.
is kind of fun. It'd be like, stop eating all my family.
You guys, I think we should, when we're done with this, we got to go pitch this.
I love it. Well,
Yeah.
Tiny Chef is currently tearing up
Yeah.
everything on television, as far as I'm concerned. So maybe if there's room, Tiny Chef, check him out on Instagram. Nothing needs my help.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So here's what we've got. We have a snake that is not, or a python that is not an ambush predator, which is weird for pythons. This snake
it goes to the grocery store. or?
well, sort of. In Australia, the snake
Shops around for the best deal.
actively is hunting all over. They're hunting and they're snake eaters. So they're looking for other snakes. They're looking for lizards.
They're cannibals?
They're cannibals. So they are they're eating bearded dragons, which is another beloved pet that a lot of people
I
aren't.
love
So
bearded
these other snakes are looking at
dragons.
that snake like it's a fucking asshole, right?
Yes. Well, they don't know each other. This is Maya that I'm pulling out. She's never met any of these other snakes.
But they all live with you.
They do, yes, but they're not all out. Like they all have their own
Right.
cages.
Right,
Some of them are still in the closet.
So
which
Maya
we
is
respect.
a black-headed python, and she's got some really interesting stuff going on.
Oh my
Wow. Holy cow.
It's beautiful. Now, who is this?
So this is Maya,
Maya.
and she. So look at that head. First of all,
I know.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh
a
my
bullet.
it looks wet, right?
Yeah.
It does look wet.
So one thing that she doesn't have that every other python species has is heat pits. So they have the. If I should have showed you, but on these other snakes, there are holes in the front of their. No, they look like nostrils almost, but it's a
Okay.
bunch of holes. Those are heat sensing pits.
Okay.
And she doesn't have those, so it gives her face a different look. But she's got this shovel face because she digs her own burrow, which is also really weird for snakes. Most snakes don't
that's
dig their own
so
burrow.
cool.
So she digs a burrow at night, and then when she gets up in the morning, she's got to warm up because she's cold blooded, right? She's got to
Right.
warm up to go and hunt for a meal, and so what she'll
love
do
it.
is, in the morning she's going to be super slow. Her brain's not working very well. Her body's not working very well because she's cold. So she pops her black head out of the sand, and without exposing the rest of her body to predators, her head is a solar panel and heats up the rest of her brain and her body. And as soon as she's warm enough, she'd go out hunting. Right?
This is the snakiest snake yet.
Yeah.
This is like, when I think of a snake, I'm thinking of this guy, this gal.
This snake has an agenda.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Maya eats more often. I feed her, some of my snakes only eat once every 3 weeks or whatever. Maya eats twice a week.
And do you give her little snakes?
Small? No.
Nope.
She eats smaller meals. I mostly give her birds. The other day she got a couple birds, meaning chicks, like day-old chicks or week-old quail.
Little chicken. Yeah, it's just like human do.
But the reason is I try to feed her kind of like she would be eating in the wild. So she eats more often.
They're alive?
No.
Okay.
Frozen taught, remember?
Right.
Yeah,
They're all frozen.
Bob ain't doing, he doesn't like to watch the suffering of another animal.
He said that this one is different, so I thought that maybe.
Well, she is different. So
Also, how do you humanely euthanize a rat or
I think they
freeze
do.
them?
Yeah,
Knock them out quick.
It's CO2.
One blow. So it's
CO2.
painless.
CO2.
Oh,
was
right.
the answer.
That
CO2.
was my second guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. Awesome.
So she's really cool. So I try to let her hunt around the room.
Okay.
A little bit before I feed her. I just let her out and let her go for a couple hours, and she never stops moving. Any of my other snakes would find a hiding spot and curl up.
Okay.
And just curl up there. She goes hunting, and she goes cruising all around America.
She is a curious one.
So
Shake, you want to hold this one?
this is the only one.
You look so disturbed
This
over
is
there.
the one he shouldn't hold. This is the scary one. So if I'm in the wild, I'm in Australia, right? I'm on the lam, I'm running from the law, and I see one of these. Am I supposed to be scared shitless, or am I just like, this guy's going to leave me alone?
No, you know what's great about a black-headed python? They in the wild. This is also the same with bearded dragons. There are two reptiles that I know of, and there might be others that are basically tame out of the wild. Okay. So you can walk up to a black-headed python, pick them up, and they don't freak out generally. I watched a video of a guy who found one. He's like, look at this black-headed python that I just found. He talks about it a little bit. And then he puts it down and starts walking. And the snake is not slithering away from him, but slithering in the same direction that he's walking. So he's like, here, I'll just pick it up again. Here it is again. Puts it back down, and they just kind of go together. They're just not really afraid of anything.
Why does he do this sort of like magic 8?
She?
Yeah,
Well, you put her down upside down, for one thing.
Fantastic.
And she's a little nervous.
Oh.
She's
So you don't want to put him up. You don't want to put him upside down.
I can't tell what her. Yes, Shake, they're nervous.
Yes, snakes.
She is also nervous.
She's very
This is a
scared.
new environment for her. This wasn't a new environment for you.
Very, very scared.
So she knows her environment. I don't think I've ever brought her out. I bring her outside, but I don't think I've ever brought her anywhere outside of her where she
This is her first time outside the house?
I think so. She's 3 years old. And
And how old does she live till?
same, about 25 years, something like that.
What's the oldest snake that you have?
My oldest one might be 8.
Okay.
Years old. But Maya, so Maya is not. I have a boyfriend for her, a future boyfriend for her, who
An
is
arranged marriage.
a year old, and he's awesome. His name's Banjo. He's very small though, so if I put them together now, she would eat him.
She would.
So yeah, for sure. So well, I shouldn't say.
Well,
for
that's
sure,
what they
but-
say. They say love in relationships, it's all about timing.
Yeah.
It's all about timing.
Yeah.
So
It
don't
is.
get in there too early or they're going to eat you.
Black-headed snake, more like a cougar.
Yes, there you go.
So hey, wait, let me.
So
Yeah,
when you
she
do
keeps on trying to
her.
run.
So yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put her down upside down. It's I'm a moron. So when you do finally, is she onto the chair?
She's
She's hooked to that
Uh-oh.
way.
the table.
We can't have a death here. We cannot have a death.
Death? No.
No, it'll be fine.
Uh-oh. Shake, she's loose. She's loose.
It's a snake. Snake is loose here. No, it's not. It's just wrapped around the table.
There's something under the table that she found that she wanted to grab onto.
Oh, maybe a little gum or
I'm
something.
just gonna hang
like
on to
that.
her a little bit so that she's.
There you go.
Yeah.
You chill out. You just chill
So
over there, girl.
when do you introduce this boy toy to her?
When he's close to her size.
So another year. or so?
Another year and a half or so, I think. She'll be ready to breed in a year.
Okay.
He might take 2 years to get up to size.
And then when you put them together, do they just kind of they're like, we know what to do?
Not
or is there like a
necessarily.
thing that you do, like a song you play? No, I know, but I'm saying like, how do they know?
Oh yeah, I mean generally for snakes, yes, you just put boy in with girl and they're fine.
Okay.
With this, I'm going to be a little nervous because I've never paired. There are snakes that eat other snakes. There are different species.
Right.
I've never bred species like that, so it makes me nervous. When it comes time to pairing them, I will put him in and sit there and watch for probably 2 or 3 hours to make sure. I'll be nervous.
And how long do you think it'll take before love is in the air?
They'll start doing some behaviors that I can tell that she's, they'll probably do. She'll probably start doing behaviors within 20 minutes, and then I could leave.
Okay.
But,
and what about
been you?
this? Is well, it's probably a good idea that Shake ended up leaving this episode. So when we talk about like snake charmers and stuff, what is that all about?
it's not a thing. I mean, it is a thing. Wait, hold on, Jerry.
Sorry.
Well, this guy is really rambunctious.
It is a thing, but
I love Maya. She's like, you know what? I want to explore the whole world. But first time out of the house.
She's so curious.
She's so curious. She's a teenager.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like kind of snake. You're
sort
of a teenager.
Yeah, she's
early.
I would say she's preteen.
Preteen. Well, either way, she wants to get the hell out of the house.
Yeah.
She's like, Dad's not
sure.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
She's trying to see what's up.
So snake charmers is it's a cobra that is keying in on the movement.
Yes.
Because as we talked about before, they don't hear high pitch sounds. So that flute that the guy's playing,
Oh, they don't even hear it?
they can't even hear that. So it's just a movement that the cobra is keying in on and coming up, and it's a socialized cobra generally. It's
Okay.
not. So they're pretending like they're putting it under a spell with their magic.
Right.
Yeah.
I could see you doing that perfectly.
Yeah,
I feel like
totally.
you have a flute's mind.
Yeah.
A flute.
Yes.
A flautist's mind.
Yes, I
The
can
mind
see
of
that.
a flautist.
Also, we're
That's
going
a
to
new
a Ren
podcast.
Fair. We're going to a Ren Fair. Bob does them.
Yeah, we have to go
I
to
can't
we
wait.
have to go to his rent fair.
Yeah, I can't wait to do it. But so you mentioned the snake that is charmed, right? Now that's one of them dangerous snakes.
One of them dangerous snakes. They usually use a cobra.
Yes,
Like a forest cobra.
What are
or
the
something.
most dangerous snakes that nobody should own? Because I feel like some people again try to get extreme.
Well, anything venomous. If it's non-venomous, it's basically harmless.
Okay,
I know she's coming around. If it's
She's getting your
non-venomous,
butt crack?
she's coming around. She's right here.
She's hugging him.
oh look
she's
at
right there.
that. Do you just sit at home and just be covered in snakes?
Doing like boring paperwork. Like, I forgot to send that invoice. Let me just.
I sit there editing my video usually with a snake on me.
I get it. I kind of love
That's
it.
so cool.
Yeah.
It's sort of cozy.
I would love that.
Yeah, it's and especially if Maya is out, I'll be editing. I'm on my couch. Shake's gonna hate this. And all of a sudden, from behind the couch, Maya comes up and she's over my shoulder. She'll hang out. He's squirming. I
Little
love it.
snake.
Yeah.
You know, do they help you at all, like Chat GPT, or they just kind of look and edit and give you
trying.
suggestions?
I feel like they're a good muse.
Yeah.
especially for a channel that's about pythons.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah,
I
for
feel
sure.
I could see the snake being a punctuation kind of animal. It was like,
Yeah.
the comma doesn't go there. I
Yeah.
could just see that with the snake. Very specific.
Yeah. Unlike
maybe.
a cat that'll just sit on your like keyboard. Do they also do the same? Like gravitate
Oh, and
towards
judge.
the warmth?
They
Sorry,
absolutely
Maya.
gravitate towards the keyboard, and I have to usually put them down because they get obsessed with wanting to get on my computer.
And then as far as your love life, Bob, has it been does it help or hurt?
Here's the thing: you don't know how many women are so into snakes.
That's what I was going to ask. Is there like
Yeah.
a snake
real.
like dating app
I mean,
or
it's
something
won
like
me
that?
over.
Yeah, it's you don't even need a dating app. Obviously there are people, it's not just women, but human beings that are very afraid of snakes.
Yes.
Shake would have a hard time dating me.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
I might have a hard time dating Shake as
You
well.
can see his face.
It's just horrified. It's just
But
horrified.
no, women either are very afraid or they absolutely love them.
I'm in a little. I was afraid of snakes as of last year.
Yeah.
And then in Florida, some random fan let me hold his big boa constrictor, and I was like, you know what? They're not that bad. The biggest misconceptions before you go, Bob. What are the biggest misconceptions about these little creatures, so that we can save them and I don't know, not have people take a shovel to their heads every time they see them?
Yeah, that's my
my
whole thing is I go around. I actually relocate rattlesnakes so that people don't do that. But I've done videos from the Amazon jungle. I've been into the
Yep.
Amazon jungle twice in the last year. saving snakes and talking about them. And while I'm there,
What's in the Amazon? Are they?
Boas.
Is there a lore behind the snake from the
so many
from the native people there?
so many like that they'll put a curse on you. So many.
Oh,
things.
and like negative shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
really crazy stuff. But I think here it's the biggest misconception is people think that just because they're afraid of a snake that the snake must be after them. But imagine you're born with just a head
Right.
and no arms and legs, and the size difference here would be like us compared to a creature the size of a house.
Right.
We would never try to attack that creature unless we thought it was actively trying to murder us.
Right.
So a snake, regardless, a king cobra isn't going to attack a human unless it thinks it's being actively murdered.
So just leave them alone.
Just leave them alone. Like it's fine.
Pretty common sense.
Another thing, and I know that you have listeners all over the world, I'm sure, but here on the west coast of the United States, for us, if you come across a snake and it's not a rattlesnake, it's harmless.
Okay.
The only venomous snakes on the west coast, Washington, Oregon, California, that are venomous are rattlesnakes.
Oh, well, that's what's kind of nice with the rattlesnake. It lets you know it's
Lets
coming.
you know. Yeah.
You know, what's the point of the rattle? Because I could see it going either way. Obviously, it's like, get away from me, I'm rattling. But it's also like, oh, if you're going to eat me, you just listen for the rattle, you know where I am.
Right.
It seems like it's
Here's-
a 50-50
Here's
toss.
a really interesting
Yeah.
thing. They believe that the rattle was evolved to get hoofed animals away, to make hoofed animals aware, hey, here I am, please don't step on me. Right? When big buffalo were going through, or even,
Yeah.
I mean, snakes evolved long before dinosaurs. So whatever animal, I don't know when the rattlesnake evolved its rattle, but so it's to keep hoofed animals away, basically. And there is one rattlesnake that has de-evolved its rattle. And they're on one island in Mexico, and I'm going there in September to find them.
Awesome.
It's called the Santa Catalina Island rattlesnake, not Catalina Island here in California.
They're still calling it the rattlesnake, though.
Yes, because it is a rattlesnake. It's a rattlesnake, but it doesn't have a rattle. They believe that they de-evolved it for the reason that you just said, because it probably is alerting prey.
Yeah.
To the
And what should snakes be most afraid of? People wanting to skin them for shoes or other animals? What's the major killer of snakes?
Depends on the species. If it's a reticulated python, they should be afraid of people wanting to skin them for shoes. But yeah, these are prey for everything. And once they get really big, they become more of a top of the food chain animal, like a big giant boa, big giant python, more top of the food chain. But before they get big, and every other species of snake, including rattlesnakes, are prey for hawks, like any bird of prey, any animal. They're just big meat tubes.
So year, like when would Maya feel like, I'm good, I've made it to X amount of year, odds of me getting killed by something are smaller and smaller? Because if I'm a snake, I'm not trying to. You think could a snake pick? Or I'm sorry, could like an eagle pick this snake up?
Yeah, a big eagle probably could. But I think at this size, she would probably be pretty confident in the. I mean, she's been confident since she was a baby. She's like no problem. But I think in the wild, about this size, they're probably pretty good. Not but still, she still needs to have her wits about her, because if a hawk did try to pick her up, she needs to be able to defend herself.
And how would she do it?
She'd reach around and bite, probably.
Yeah.
They say that these snakes in the wild, these particular ones in the wild, if they strike at you, it's a bluff strike. So they're not actually going to bite; they're going to bump you with it.
It's a little faint.
Yeah. And she's never done it to me, but the little boy Banjo has done it. When I first brought him home, he was scared. He would bluff strike at me, so he would hit my hand but not bite.
Well, that's kind of cute.
Well, this one loves you. Maya loves. She has been all over
Maya
you.
loves you.
She is.
Yeah, Maya's all over.
She
the
feels
place.
very, very safe.
Well, I love that. And what's your favorite place that you've been so far?
I mean, I would say the Amazon. I haven't done a ton of trips, but I've done the Amazon twice, and it's freaking
incredible.
amazing.
Yeah.
I
love it.
And we saw all kinds of other stuff too. We saw jaguar, and there's monkeys all over. It's amazing.
I love that so much. Well, Bob, thank you for being on the show. Green Room Pythons.
Yes.
Go to his YouTube page. It's very, very successful.
Check it out.
And is there any parting words for snake people out there?
I think, or just for people in general out there.
Yes.
Let me just say something about the channel really quick. The channel, my main thing is I'm a comedian. I'm a stand-up comic.
Yes.
So I've made the channel entertaining for people who aren't necessarily snake people, that are maybe mildly interested.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of comedy in the channel as well
that's
as,
cool.
as facts and stuff. So
I love it.
Yeah, check it out.
Oh,
right.
this is so awesome.
I love it. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Again, if you just listened to this episode, go to YouTube and watch it because you're going to want to see these snakes. And Bob, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Ben.
Jerry, thank you for being here. Shake tried, so we're proud of him in a sense. And I'm Ben, and I'll be back with you later on this week. All right, everyone. Bye.
Kissel.